Hi all of you, my name is C.H. Nirosha, Assistant Professor, Department of EEE, St. Martin's Engineering College. So the thing is, today we will be discussing a topic on thermal power plant. So all of you, I again welcome all of you on online session. Okay, so first of all, we shall discuss briefly about the power system. Why? Because thermal power plant is a part of a power system. Okay, so now let us understand the power system first. So basically, when we talk about a power system, most of the people think that, yes, so it is just a high tension wire along the highways. But is it so? Is that the condition? Yes? No, definitely not. So the thing is, a power system, okay? When we say power system, it is nothing but the network. Okay, but the network which comprises of, the first one is your generation and the second one is your transmission and the third one is your distribution. Okay, so now let us have a brief idea on each and every segment. So now let us start with the generation. Yes. So what is generation? The generation is nothing but the supply. Okay. So what are we going to supply under the generation? We will be supplying the electricity. Okay. So here we will be supplying the electricity. When we want to talk in the terms of an energy, your electricity is also termed as the electrical energy. Yes. So what it is termed as? It is termed as electrical energy. Okay. Now, let us understand what is energy. Why? Because most of the people, most of the students have a confusion between what is an energy and what is a work and what is the power. Most of the people, or we can say the students, they assume that these three are same. Is it so? I would say definitely not. There is a slight change, but they are connected with each other. So what is energy means? Energy is nothing but the rate of doing work. Suppose we are doing a work. It can be any work. We can walk, okay, or we are climbing down the staircases, or we are climbing up the staircases. We are spending a certain amount of energy. Okay, so when we are spending certain amount of the energy, what it is known as? It is said that a work is done. Okay, what it is known as? It is known as the work is done. Is that clear? But when we talk in the terms of an electrical, okay, when we say in the electrical, here we are having the electrical energy. Okay, so here the electrical energy is the output, we can say, or when we are talking about the output, that means when we are taking it from the source part. Okay, when we are taking it from the source part, it becomes the output over here. So now let us understand how it is converted into an output. Okay, so now generation, we are saying here generation. So what happens in generation is, in generation you take any fuel. Okay, it can be any fuel. You name it as gas, you name it as nuclear. What is nuclear? Nothing but the emissions, whatever the uranium, thorium, what we use in the nuclear power plants. Next is your water. Okay. So as when we say as a water, the first thing that strikes our brain is hydel power plants. Okay. So etc. Okay. Here biogas is also there. And next is your geothermal, etc. So what does it gives is, these all acts as a fuel. Okay, these all acts as a fuel. So when these fuel undergo a certain process, it can be an open cycle or a combined cycle, we can say. When we talk in the mechanical terms, okay, when we talk in the mechanical terms, we all know that there are many cycles. One of the popular cycle in case of the thermal power plant is the Rankine cycle. So what happens here is, it takes this as a fuel. Okay, this fuel under the high heat and under the high pressure, Okay, it is converted into the heat energy. It is converted into the heat energy. Okay, so this heat energy is converted into the electrical energy. Okay, so this electrical energy is generated under the generation concept. Under the generation concept. Now, let us move on to the transmission part. So, here what happens in the transmission is, we will be transmitting the electrical energy to the demand side. Just now I have told you that we are saying the generation as the supply. We are supplying electrical energy. Okay, so here distribution is our demand side, that is the consumer side. Here we are consuming it. So here this is a demand. Why it is the demand also I will explain you under the distribution part. Okay, so now in the case of a transmission, what we are doing is, we are taking the transformers here. Why do we use transformers? In order to step up and step down. Okay, in the case of transmissions also, we have a bus bars, we have isolators. Okay, we have the long towers and all. So, and we have this HVDC. What is the full form of HVDC? High voltage DC transmission. We also have the FATS, FACATS. That means what? Flexible AC transmission systems. Okay, so why are we using all these under the transmission? In order to ensure that, okay, in order to ensure, yes, there is a good amount, or we can say the good quality of the power is transmitted from generation to the distribution end. Okay, now the one more auxiliary item what we can say in the case of a transmission is, we also use the rectifiers and the inverters also. We use the rectifiers and inverters. These rectifiers and inverters are the part of a power electronics. Okay, these are the part of a power electronics. Okay, it is a part of electronics. Okay, so here by using the HVDC and FATS, okay, we will be enhancing the quality of the electrical energy. Why are we trying to enhance the quality of the electrical energy? Means, we all know that it is accompanied with number of losses. Why there are losses in a transmission line? The main reason is, in the case of a transmission line, okay, we all know that it is nothing but a distributed parameters, or we can say lumped parameters, and here there is a collaboration of resistors, inductors and capacitors. Okay, resistors, inductors and capacitors. Okay, now let us understand what is the job of a resistor. What does the resistor do? It obstructs the flow of the electrical conduction, or we can say that it is resisting the flow of the electrical energy. Okay, now inductors. What does the inductors do? Yes, we all know it creates a electrical field. What does the capacitors do? Magnetic field. So these both three act together to give a good amount of electrical transmission. To give a good amount of electrical transmission. Now, one more point. So usually when we talk under the transmission, okay, when we talk under the transmission systems and all, we usually say power. We usually say power. To be more precise, we say power flow. We say power flow. Okay. So now what is the product? What is the definition of a power? Power is the product of voltage and current. It is the product of voltage and current. Okay. Now, so from here, what is the third segment? The third segment is our distribution. Okay, distribution. So here lies our industrial and commercial. Industrial and commercial. Here also we have certain procedure. So here comes our substations. Okay, we all are aware of substations and all. We have many substations here. For example, Malkaram is also a good example of a substation. Similarly, we have substations everywhere. Okay, so what is the job of a substation? It helps in the distribution of your electricity. Okay, all of you. Now, let us go back to the generation part. Okay, so now in generation, okay, how the generation is occurring? In order to occur a generation, we have many plants. Okay, namely thermal power plant. Yes. Next is hydel power plant. Next is nuclear power plant. Yes. Next is geothermal power plants. Yes, etc. etc. So now today we will be discussing about thermal power plant. So what is the name of our topic today? We will be discussing the thermal power plant. Now, what are the sources in case of a thermal power plant? Here we will be using the coal as a primary fuel. As a primary fuel. Okay? So I hope you are following so far. Yes. So now let us define what is a thermal power plant. Okay. Thermal power plant converts heat energy into the electrical energy. It converts heat energy into the, yes, what? Electrical energy. Okay. So now let us understand the definition. Just now I have discussed the definition with you. Again, I would be happy to repeat the definition. So, what is the definition of a thermal power plant? It does generate electricity. By how it is generating the electricity? By using the heat energy as the primarily from burning the coal to produce steam that drives the turbine. So, this is the definition of our thermal power plant. Now, let us again revise what is the definition of a thermal power plant. What does the thermal power plant do? It generates the electricity. How it is doing this? By, yes, by producing the heat energy. Now, from where that heat energy is coming? We are getting that heat energy from burning the coal, or we can say that combustion of a coal. Okay, now that heat energy is usually used to produce a steam which operates your turbine. How it is operating the turbine? We all know that in turbine we have a blades. We have a blades. So this steam, it expands and it rotates the turbine blades. So with that your turbine starts rotating. The rotation of your turbine results in a mechanical energy, and that mechanical energy, yes, is converted into the electrical energy. So this is the entire process that takes place in your thermal power plant. Okay. Now, next is what is our working principle of our thermal power plant? Yes, our thermal power plant follows the principle of Rankine cycle. Okay, it follows the process of Rankine cycle. Now let us understand what is a Rankine cycle. Yes, the Rankine cycle is nothing but a open cycle we say, or sometimes we can also say it as a closed cycle. Okay, so now what happens in a Rankine cycle means, our Rankine cycle use a thermodynamic systems, but here in the case of our thermal power plant, we will be using a turbine. So what kind of turbines we use in thermal power plant means we use mostly steam turbines. Okay. So what turbines do we use mostly? So mostly we use steam turbine. We use steam turbine. Okay. Now, next is the primary source. Just now we have discussed the primary fuel in case of our thermal power plant is a coal. It is a coal. And coal comes under fossil fuels category. Fossil fuels category. Why it is termed as a fossil fuel? The reason is it takes million of years to form a coal. Okay, and how the coal is forming means because of in past, I think a million years ago, okay, there was an earthquake, many natural calamities that would have happened. So all the trees and all were suppressed and under the earth's crust. Okay, so the continuation pressure on those leaves and all, dried up leaves. Okay, there was a continuous pressure under that on all, So those, that wastage was converted into a coal, and that coal present we are using as a primary fuel for thermal power plants. So I hope you have understood why coal comes under fossil fuels category. Okay, now, so here what is happening is, here we have a steam boiler. Okay, we have a steam boiler. Okay, so in steam boiler what happens is, okay, so here we are having a coal, okay, that coal we are burning, yes, so that heat is warming or heating the water, okay, so that heating the water process is producing a steam. So that steam is produced in our boiler. It is produced under boiler. So which is producing a steam. Okay. Now what is the next step is, this steam is used to turn a turbine. Okay. It is used to turn a turbine. Now which is connected to an electric generator. Now you might be wondering, madam, we have DC machine, we have AC also. Exactly. But here, in case of thermal power plant, we will be using AC generators. Okay. What is the other name of AC generator? The other name of AC generator is alternator. Okay. The other name of AC generator is the alternator. Now what is the function of alternator? It converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. Yes, what does the alternator do? The alternator converts the mechanical energy to electrical energy. Okay, ME is your mechanical energy, EE is your electrical energy. Okay, now what does the generator do? The generator or the alternator, we say AC generator or the alternator will convert the mechanical energy of the turbine into the electric power. Okay, so this is the working principle of your thermal power plant. And what is the principle of our thermal power plant? Rankine cycle. Okay, the working principle is Rankine cycle. Yes. Now, yes. So now, this is a general layout of our thermal power plant. Okay. So now here you will be seeing many boxes. By looking these boxes, you need not get confused. Why? Because these boxes explain us the functionality of our thermal power plant. So now let us start from the left hand side and then we will move towards the right hand side gradually. Okay. So now here we will follow the arrow marks. These arrow marks gives us the direction how the power plant is working. So initially here you can see coal storage and coal handling plant. So here basically what happens is your coal handling plant is having a conveyor belts and all. So basically what your job is done in coal handling plant is it is crushing the coal into tiny pieces. That is the pulverized coal. Okay, so the pulverized coal is collected from the coal storage. Why we have coal storage means if there is a calamity or we require a huge load requirement is there. Okay, and another thing is we usually carry the coal from various parts via rail and the road. Okay, so that coal is stored in the coal storage. So from here we are taking the coal to the coal handling plant. Here the crushing and the pulverization process takes place and that coal is sent to the boiler. Okay, this is your steam boiler. Okay, so here the coal is boiled. Okay, now here you can see here the boiling process is taking place. So from here the heat is or we can say the steam is moving towards the superheater and here bottom you can see flue gases. It is a flue gases that is emitted while the burning of the coal in your boiler. It is sent towards the superheater. Now, if you look into the bottom part, we have a river. What is a river? It is a coolant. Okay, it is a coolant, water we are taking. So, this from here, you can see there is a cooling tower. We can see there is a cooling tower. Okay, now from here, the water is pumped up. We have a feed water, okay. We have this water heat treatment chamber also. So, from here, the water is sent above and it is sent towards the, this economizer. Here we have the economizer. So, here what happens is, whatever the water is sent to the steam, okay, the water is sent to the boiler. Now, here the water is converted into a steam, okay, and that steam is sent to the superheater. Okay, what happens in superheater means here we are increasing the temperature of your steam. We are increasing the temperature of our steam and the pressure is also increased. Okay, so from here we are sending the okay high pressure, high temperature steam to the turbine. Okay, to the turbine. So what happens is turbine is our steam is expanded in the turbine. It is expanded in the turbine and it rotates the turbine blades. Okay, and that rotation produces the mechanical energy. That mechanical energy is sent to the alternator as a input. And your alternator converts the mechanical energy into the electrical energy and that electrical energy is sent to the transformer. Now, why transformer is there in the picture means we basically use the transformer. Yes, we basically use the transformer to step up or step down the electrical energy generated. Okay, so here the transformer is transmitting or it is sending the electrical energy to the isolators. So here we have the isolator CB. What is CB means? The full form of CB is circuit breakers. Circuit breakers is a very important part in your power system protection. The power system protection short form is PSP. Okay, PSP. So now this is connected to the bus bars and via bus bars we transmit the electrical energy produced. Now let us come back here. Okay. Now here you can see we have a superheater. So from here the heat was generated and it was sent to the turbine, right? Now here you can see another part we will see. This is the exhaust steam. Okay, extra steam we can say it is sent to the condenser. So in condenser what it does is it is converting the, yes, it is converting the steam into the water, and that water is sent to the cooling tower via superheater, via boiler. In other cases it is directly sent to the river. Okay, so this is what happens usually. Now again, if you see here, from economizer the heat is going above, we have an ID fan and it is a chimney. The chimney sends out the gases. Okay, now what could be the advantages of our thermal plant? The advantages is, it is, you can construct it anywhere. Okay, installation cost is better. Okay, and it is economical also. Maintenance is kind of less when compared to the other power plants. The major disadvantages what we can see is air pollution. Next is water pollution. Okay, and efficiency, in terms of efficiency, it is less than 30%. Okay, less than 30%. And the very funniest irony is, the entire world uses 70% of thermal power plant, yes, to produce electricity. They use thermal plant. What is that? 70% of the world is using thermal power plant. Now, let us understand the process with the help of a video, okay, in a better manner. Okay, so now let us understand it with the help of a video. So this is the video. Yes, now here you can see. Now you observe this. Observe here. Here this is a conveyor belt. Just now I was telling, coal handling plant. So here it is, the coal is crushed over here and it is our conveyor belt. Okay, via conveyor belt, the pulverized coal is sent to the boiler. Okay, so here you can see the coal is being dumped in the boiler and it is heated up. It is getting boiled. It is getting burnt over here. Okay, so what is the process of burning of coal? It is known as the combustion. Yes, so from here you can see the coal is applied, okay, and it is moving towards, and here you can see we have a river bed, right? So from the river bed it is collecting a water and the water is being sent to the boiler. Now you can see how it is moving up. We have this pumping system. So here you can see this blue colored is your water and it is moving towards the boiler. Okay, so let us observe it very carefully. See, the color is changing. That means it is getting heated up. It is getting boiled up. Okay, now from here you can see there is a gas, steam, very hot steam. Okay, so this steam you can see will be sent to the turbine. Okay, but before going to the turbine, it is sent to the superheater where the temperature and pressure is increased. It is high over there and that part is sent to the turbine, and in turbine, the steam turbine, okay, it is expanding the steam and that expansion of steam is rotating the turbine blades. You can see it is rotating the turbine blades, and you can see the exhaust steam is collecting here in the form of a water droplets, and that exhaust steam is connecting here, it is rotating the turbine, yes, and that mechanical energy is given to the alternator and it is converting into the electrical energy, that is nothing but the electricity. Here we have the circuit breaker transformer. This is our bus bars, okay, isolators are there. Here you can see the electricity is successfully produced, and here we are transmitting the electricity. Okay, so this is the, a process of thermal power plant. Okay, I hope you have understood it in a very better manner. Okay, so now if we talk in a brief, thermal power plant is a very important one. In our India, we have many thermal power plants. Okay, so now what was the first step what we have discussed? We have discussed the definition of a thermal power plant. Okay, so what was the definition of a thermal power plant? So basically, thermal power plant, it is using the heat energy from the combustion of coal to produce the Yes, to produce the heat energy, and that heat energy is converted into the mechanical energy first in turbine, and the turbine is running your alternator. How? Mechanical input. Okay, and the generator is taking it as an input. Okay, and it is converting the mechanical energy into the electrical energy, and that electrical energy is your electricity. Okay, all of you. So, this is what we have discussed today in our online session. Okay, thank you all of you.